So this video is going to be a little different than some of the videos that I normally make. You've seen me, I've been posting some gameplay videos and some loot videos and some mechanic videos. But I wanted to address a question that a lot of my friends and even some of the new viewers, which thank you so much everyone that's been supporting the channel. This has been a lot of fun making content on this game that I absolutely adore. But one question that I get a lot in the comments and just in my general life talking to friends about video games is, why do I keep playing Diablo 2? Obviously with Diablo 3, when Diablo 3 came out, I tried that. When Diablo 4 came out, I played that for a while. When Diablo Immortal came out, you know how that went. And then Path of Exile and all these other great ARPGs. But why Diablo 2? Why did I keep coming back to Diablo 2? And I really think that it boils down to the simple fact of, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. I think the mechanics in this game they had to do a lot of fun tricks because the game is a little older, so I really like the idea of, I just released a video about how like the breakpoints work. Because this was an older game, there were mechanic tricks that you got to exploit and really, really learn how the game works. Kind of comparing it to Diablo 4 in the current day, why I haven't switched to like the streaming Diablo 4 or making content for Diablo 4. I always think it's funny with especially the newest announcement of with the expansion and then bringing back the rune words. It always seems like these games that Diablo 2, Diablo 4, Path of Exile, all these other type of games, I find myself and others Googling like, oh, what games are like Diablo 2? Specifically for Diablo 4, with them bringing back the rune words. I'm going to use that term pretty loosely. It seems like they wanted to find new ideas for Diablo 4, and the only thing they could think of was, well, rune words were huge in Diablo 2, so let's bring that back. You can see it a lot with the different classes, like in Diablo 3, the Reaper of Souls brought back the Necromancer. That was a Diablo 2 class, the whole summoning paradigm and stuff like that. So I think for me, it kind of seems like if you want to talk about it in purely what's called like the game loop of like, coming back to this game, really diving in and enjoying it. I think the game loop for this one, for Diablo 2, I think is just perfect. I don't think there's been a game that has been quite as fun as this one. I think if you were to look at some of the other ARPGs out there, I think maybe Grim Dawn would be a really close one. I really enjoyed Path of Exile when that came out. Excuse my gameplay in the background. That's just a gameplay video of Diablo that I wanted to throw in the background. But basically, it seems like a lot of these games are more so out there to make money over anything else. So like with Diablo 4, it seems like, they're trying to crank out and trying to sell deluxe versions of the expansions and stuff like that. And to try and retain players, they're just pumping content out and really just trying to beef up the game as best they can. And it seems like they're just starting to recycle old Diablo mechanics. A lot of them have been Diablo 2 mechanics. Diablo 3 even they're starting to dabble in, which to me, I was thinking about that game the other day. I was talking to a friend and I was like, yeah, Diablo 3 is not that old, and it's pretty old now. It's over 10 years old, which is crazy to think about. But getting back to the main topic, I think Diablo 2 has stood the test of time. I mean, obviously with the remastered, I think that just kind of like boosted it back up. I think these were the graphics in the background here. These are the graphics that I thought the game was when I was younger, when I was playing it. But the community is really awesome. I like the idea that they do, the ladder system. You try and get as far as you can, and then it resets. But another joy of this game is that you can pick up this game, you can put it down for years and come back to it, and it just the game feels good to play. It feels like a game that is very familiar. You can dive back in, you can look up a couple guides and basically jump right back into where you left off with. And there's a ton of different challenges with so many awesome content creators. Like you see people like Mr. Llama SC out there that does all sorts of like wild gameplay videos. There's hardcore mode. There's all the different classes and all the different builds. It really just makes it so that there's always something that you can do in Diablo. Perfect example, so in the background is, you can't see my character, but that's like a Hammerdin, that's the Paladin build. That's just one of like several Paladin builds that you can play, and all of them kind of have similar goals and similar ways of gearing, but it's a different way to play the game. And then you have, online, and there's a whole great community of people out there, and then you have single player with people with like modding and stuff like that. Overall, I just think this game, I think they nailed it. I think with the Lord of Destruction expansion, I think that was the perfect amount of content to add to it, and I think that's where we are with it. Now, in terms of where I would like to see this game go, which is something that everyone talks about, obviously I just said this game was perfect, but it would be really cool to see more in the Diablo 2 universe. I think it's the 25th anniversary coming up for the game. I would love to see the addition of maybe a new character, new class would be really cool. I don't need any more quests. I don't think anyone's really asking for that. But maybe a new character would be really cool. Even just some new rune words. I think the idea of the rune word system, again, in Diablo 2, not in Diablo 4, where it's just kind of like, You know, there's two of them. You put them together and they make these what they're calling rune words, which it's funny because the first one they showcased was the Jaw rune, which is like a direct call to Diablo 2. So I think they knew what they were doing when they announced that. But that's, like I said, that's a separate tangent. But I think some new rune words, like I thought it was really cool with Resurrected, with Diablo 2 Resurrected. They brought back, they made the new Assassin the Mosaic rune word. Flickering Flame was another new one. The Sunder Charms with Terrorized Zones. I think they're just these little things. I think what a lot of Diablo 2 players, and myself included, what we want is we don't need these like huge mechanic changes that seem to be going on with every iteration of these games. Like Diablo 4, obviously with the new expansion, the whole game is different now. Path of Exile, I think, even as incredible as it is, and sometimes in examples like Path of Exile where the expansion is actually really cool, you know, with I'm trying to think of what it is. You have ships and stuff like that, and you can have like the Atlas runners and stuff like that. I think it's a really cool idea, but when you change the game like that, it's almost like it's not the same game. You know, it kind of turns into something else, which, you know, if you're trying to keep people and you know, I kind of get it in this day and age of gaming. But yeah, like I said, I think I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on Diablo 2? Basically, you know, why do you guys love it? What about this game feels comfortable? Also, I want to point out, I don't think nostalgia plays completely into this. So that was something that another friend of mine said, that I was upgrading my computer, and he said, oh, it's really cool that you're buying, you know, $1,000 graphics card to play a game that's been out for 20 years. And then I tried to come back at him and say, oh, well, I also play old school RuneScape, so, you know, got him. But I think nostalgia for this kind of can get people interested into it again, and I think they're playing off of nostalgia in the newer titles like Diablo 4 and Diablo 3 with bringing back, like in 3, like Tyrael had a whole arc, and he was a huge player in Diablo 2. Deckard Cain was in 3, and he was even in Immortal, and so I think they are using these elements. They know that they struck gold with Diablo 2 way back with when Blizzard North created it, and I think they're really just trying to hang on to that. So nostalgia doesn't completely keep me. It doesn't keep the ball rolling, but it helped push it down the hill, if that makes sense. So like I said, I just thought it'd be cool to make a video, kind of share with you guys why I love this game and why I like making videos like this for the generous people out there that have been subscribing and interacting. It's just been a lot of fun. I think the community out there is still alive and well, and I'm just excited to see, you know, where Diablo 2 goes and where the Diablo franchise goes. So let me know down below, why do you love Diablo? If you're liking my channel, if you're liking stuff, comment down below. I want to hear from you. Shoot me a like, a subscribe if you're again enjoying the content. And I also want to hear about what kind of content would you guys want to see. Again, I love this game, and I think a lot of people also love this game. So I'm gonna end the video here. I'm gonna stop rambling, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for stopping by.